We're not anticipating it. The 270 million, as the Deputy Premier just outlined, is for those commitments that we made during the election. There are some enhancements to the program, which includes the all-ability sports. We want to expand the hospitality offering, but there's other ways that we can bring other resources to bear in relation to that.
Will this business plan be public or today, you said?
Yeah, the summary of the business case will be made public today. That is the custom when it comes to these sort of infrastructure developments.
Perth Park, are you wedded to the name?
I like the name. I think Perth Park's good, although I just heard the Deputy Premier call it Premier Park as well. So I think we could workshop this. But look, Perth Park really provides, I think, the focus that people are looking for. That place they come to for events, for sport, for entertainment, and for general community purposes. Where will I see you? I'll see you at Perth Park. We'll get off at the stadium station, come down here and watch some incredible sports and entertainment events.
Premier, the Leavers starts today. Any concerns for young people travelling around?
Oh, look, well, there's always a certain amount of trepidation, both on behalf of the government, the police and parents when it comes to Leavers. The Minister for Police will be out to discuss with you the arrangements that were put in place. Of course, the message to Leavers every year is party. Dance hard, but look after yourself, look after your mates. Don't make really bad decisions.
What have you made of the WA Day crowd?
Oh, well, look, it's great to see everything ready to go for the second day of this festival. I'm hoping that the weather gods are a little bit kinder to us. I can't believe we move it from June to November to get away from the wind and the rain, and yet we've got elements of both here today. But I think everyone will be coming down here today. It's a free event, it's a family day, it's a day to celebrate everything that we love about Western Australia.
Message to the English, the Ashes.
Oh, well, look, as the Deputy Premier says, we hope that the Poms are drowning their sorrows today in our pubs, our clubs, our cafes, even down here at the WA Day Festival. And as I said in Parliament on Thursday, when the Barmy Army sobs, we create WA jobs.
Summer is edging closer and Australia is reaching a record number of drowning deaths. Do you have a message to those heading to the beaches?
Look, we love Western Australia's environment. It's a great place for us all to enjoy, but it can also be dangerous. You have to take care, particularly when you're in our coastline, which it can be very rough and unpredictable. So everyone, please take extra care this summer. We want you to take you and your families home, whether you're visiting to WA or just living in this great state.
Premier, just on the
Sure.
Perth Park, do you have an idea of when construction will start?
Yeah, construction will start next year, and it's important to make sure that we deliver this project, and we are very much looking forward to getting on to construction as soon as possible.
Do you know what time next year? Is that first, second half month?
Yeah, no, it'll be early 2026. It's important. I just want to acknowledge that these sort of developments do cause a lot of debate. We saw that with the development of Albert Park. Craig was just talking to me now about the development of a motorsport circuit in Newcastle, which had a lot of divisive debate as well. And as the Deputy Premier said, in South Australia they brought the street circuit back into Adelaide as part of their election commitments, and Premier Malinauskas acknowledged as well that produces its own level of controversy. But I think when people see the legacy that it creates for future generations, when they see the way that it brings this whole area alive in terms of community, public amenity and opportunity to stage great events here, that people will understand it's an important project.
What do you have to say to people's concerns then around health and safety and the environment?
Well, like I said, please keep an open mind. We are working as closely as we can with the community to make sure that we are aware and acknowledge and can accommodate people's concerns. But keep an open mind. This will be a great project for Western Australia.
And do you back the Deputy Premier on her claims that there's a lot of mysteries coming out of the town?
I always back the Deputy Premier.
What about the sort of political pressure that he's got? Is it worth the capital? Is it worth the risk?
Well, look, government's about making decisions and delivering on those decisions. We think this is an important element to continue to diversify the Western Australian economy, bring vitality to the city, and continue to promote Western Australia as a great place to live.
What about timelines?
Last question, guys.
Oh, well, look, timeline's my understanding is roughly 2026. completion in 2027. We're very much looking forward to WA Day being able to be celebrated here in 2027.
And just quickly on the amphitheatre size, was that reduced to save costs or?
Oh, look, there's a couple of elements here. Obviously, we're all familiar with big concerts and when they come to Western Australia, and I was excited about a potential 20,000 seat stadium. What's been pointed out to me is that by the time you get to that number, you're pretty much getting to the critical mass where you'd take it to somewhere like the place next door, Perth Stadium. It also, by having a 12,000 seat outdoor auditorium, you also have the opportunities for second stages, and that's an important part when you put on these sort of outdoor festivals.
Just very quickly, do you believe that the design that you unveiled today, this weekend, will put a wow factor in and say, okay, well, this is what we're going to get, just zip it and accept it?
Well, I think when people see the vision of Perth Park and the way that we've designed it, they'll be excited. They'll see this as a great opportunity to continue to diversify our economy, create hospitality, tourism and sport event jobs, and continue to make sure that we create the opportunities to celebrate Western Australia.
I think that's really just going to answer a couple of bits and pieces and then
Just
to wrap up.
Yeah.
Just I think your question about trees and being relocated. So a couple of things to be aware of. Across the 28 hectare park that we have here, 4% of that area is a current tree canopy coverage. As you know, we're looking to more than double that as part of this project with up to 150,000 new plants. In terms of some of the existing trees, there are ongoing studies underway now about what we can do to relocate or retain some of them. That'll be all part of the process over coming months.
So the net gain is about 4% or double?
It'll be more than double. So at current stage, it's 4%. The other thing is as the Deputy Premier says, it's worth reiterating, 28 hectare park, as part of the development, around 85% will be green space. That's green space that every West Australian can enjoy every day of the year, a lot more than we have currently. Great.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, yeah, sure. Here we go, back.
Yeah, Murray Watt is apparently drafting amendments to the environmental law to
Yep.
limit the duration of stop work orders to get the coalition on side.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
Oh, well, look, I'm very pleased and commend Murray Watt to see Murray Watt doing the work he's doing, which is to try to bring a bill into Parliament which to enjoy the majority of the Senate support. I think those conversations are going well, and the reports from the industry is that they're pleased with the reception they're getting from Murray in relation to any concerns they have.
If a deal can't be struck on the EPBC, will it be put in the too hard basket?
Oh, look, you'll have to ask the federal government that, but everyone wants national environmental law reform. We think it's important that we continue to grow industry while at the same time protecting our great environment. We can do that, and we know that the Senate can do this. It's a matter of people bringing the right attitude, making the right compromises, and we want to make sure this legislation gets through by the end of the year.
And at COP30, Chris Ross rolling back the transition away from fossil fuels. Is that at odds with your pro-gas policy?
Oh, not at all. We all believe in transitioning away from fossil fuels. First of all, getting out of coal. And we'll be out of coal by 2030. Secondly, using gas as a transition fuel to make sure that we can get to renewable energy future. And that's why you see such a significant amount of work going into deploying our renewable energy potential in WA. That includes making sure we've got solar and wind assets coming on stream, and in particular making sure we've got the transmission so that we can bring the huge wealth of wind potential from Midwest down into the metropolitan area, the Southwest Interconnected System, connecting up our wheat belt wind investments to ensure that too benefits the Southwest Interconnected System. This is a big and difficult project. Getting to net zero is going to be hard work. You have to be wide-eyed and you have to be prepared to get your hands dirty to make it happen. You just can't wish these things to be true.
They're going to put a lot of trees in. What's your response to that?
I'm not opposed to, and like other developments that are happening. It's just a racetrack is going to be quite disruptive, and I think it's just not been carried out in a way that has taken the community along with it. And it would just be really nice to have that a government that is listening to not just the local people, but the state, and investing that money into something that will actually sort of benefit us. But I just wanted to come and show some support because I think we've been dismissed a little bit, and yeah, I just wanted to make sure that they know that there are people that are sort of, you know, against it.
Where would
Do you
the
feel-
money go? Where do you reckon you would prefer the money to go?
I think just in general, it's just a lot of money that is going into a plan that is perhaps a bit ill-conceived. So, yeah.
Do you think there's any scenario, I mean, like today they outlined some new information, so they said 150,000 trees are going to double the tree canopy here, and that there's been some misinformation about it's all going to be asphalt, and that's not the case. Do you think there's any part during this process where you might go, oh, actually it's good, or do you think the lack of community consultation at the start has kind of ruined any conception of the plan?
I think it's one thing to have, you know, all these trees and other sort of green spaces there, but it's just the racetrack in general I just don't think is a good fit. And I mean, I'm not the best advocate for it, I'm just here to, you know, sort of get behind it, but I'm not the most informed to talk on the issue, so I don't want to overstep, and, you know, but I just wanted them to sort of reconsider, because it doesn't feel like the community's sort of being consulted. And there is a Burswood action group, so if you are interested, you can go and have a look at them, and they've got a lot of good resources and information, so you can read up and get informed about the
Do you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle at the moment? Because you know, there's another announcement, there's another photos coming out, and it seems to be the Environmental Protection Authority isn't assessing it.
Yeah.
Talking too much with my hands, but do you feel like there's any chance left?
I think there is. I think it's gaining momentum, and there's more and more people getting involved. I think it's just, yeah, getting enough people on the grounds and being on top of these sorts of things, which are, you know, hard to, you find out about them last minute, and then you just have to somehow rock up. But yeah.
So you're happy with the amphitheatre and other parts of the plan, but just not the racetrack itself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly the racetrack that we're opposed to. I think for most people that is the issue. It's not. It's just going to be a lot of money, and not necessarily in the best interest of the people that actually live here day in, day out.
Yeah, I'm only asking this just to get a full picture, just because we've just had the press conference. So they say the racetrack itself is only 23 million of the 217 million.
Yeah.
Do you think there is maybe lots that have kind of been clouded through this whole process? I know you said you're not informed, so I'm not trying to catch you out, but it's just more like, does hearing that surprise you? Are you?
Not really. I guess it's not just about the money, it's about the concept of the plan as well, and just feeling a bit like ignored by the whole process. So
That this isn't the best place for a racetrack.
yeah.
Yeah.